In 2011, a couple of mercenaries escaped the back streets of Junction, still wanted by the masses. If you can find them, maybe you can call the late team, the voices of Reading.
Yes, it's that time of the night. It's the late show. You're on 95.6 FM. Mashallah, this is one of my FMs, Reading, your community radio, and this is the best show in town. Miss it, miss out. Today we're going with a heading of Hoarders. I'm sure brothers and sisters out there can relate to their parents. Hoarding, is it an old school thing? But I'm sure that there's a few people in here that can relate to it and will have their own interesting stories to say about it. We want you, the listeners out there, to participate. It's very important if you do participate. It would be nice to hear your side of the story. But with the late show, anything goes. If you have anything else to mention, anything else to say, we can go serious, we can go light-hearted. It's your show, it's your radio station. We are just your voice to air your opinions. So without further ado, Brother Julian, how's your week been, bro?
How you doing, Soggy?
Alhamdulillah, bro, all good, all good.
Yeah, we're hoarding tonight.
Hoarding?
We're talking about Hoarders. Do you know what Hoarders?
I was just about to ask you, Hoarders. I mean, I see a program on it not so long ago, hence the title for tonight's show.
Did you watch that on one of your TVs?
I had to climb over a few. Obstacles that were in the way at the time. That's a bit of a clue. So.
Is it an old school thing? Old school is a real school.
Old school is the only school.
Yeah, I think it's an. You could say it's an old-fashioned mentality. Is it a poor man's mentality? If you've grown up poor, is that why you need to cling on to everything you've got and you don't want to let go of it?
I think that's a bit of disrespectful way of putting it, to be honest.
I don't mean to disrespect you.
No. Me personally, you can say what you like. I don't, you out one ear, out the other. Yeah. But no, I mean, I would say it's a wise thing to do and a wise man's thing to do. That's the spin on it. You know what I mean? You might use something for. Let me just give you an example of something. If you're using a plank of wood to fit in a garden fence, you saw half of it. What do? You throw the other half into the wood, use the other half as log fire, or do you use the other, or do you put the other half away, thinking I might need it just in case the fencing falls down next week?
True, but if you have that attitude to everything in your life, whether it's useful or not. You end up being one of these people that has to clamber over everything just to get to their.
It can become an addiction like everything else, but
addiction.
But it depends.
We've talked about that before.
But it depends how you look at things and how important or rare the material that you're putting away for a rainy day are. There's always them little things you seem to think that I can bin it.
Yeah. That
you always tend to look for. When you need it, a couple of screws. I remember my dad, bless his soul, you would always hold on to tools and certain screws. He would have a screw for everything, and there would be screws lying everywhere. There wouldn't be a set of 5 or 6 of them. There'd be an individual screw just lying around. And at the time, being a youngster, I couldn't understand what it was for. But growing up, you realise. When certain things fell apart, he would go to his garden shed, sit there and go through and find a certain screw that would fit the hole. Saves him going to B&Q and spending X amount of money and whatever you're not. So, I don't know.
Did it hold him back in any way?
No, I mean, I learned a hell of a lot of that way of thinking, but Then at that time, we couldn't understand that it was just getting ridiculous, wasn't it? It was just so where you would have to clamber over stuff to get to certain things, and there was so much collection, which we would refer to as rubbish.
Well, if you're listening at home and you can clamber over all the way to the telephone, we need your phone calls on 01189 660 387. Once again, give us a call if you are a hoarder, or if you know a hoarder, or you just want to tell us that we're talking a load of rubbish, which is usual. Phone number 01189 660 387. You can also get through via text on 07909 567 527. Once again, want your texts is on 07909 567 527. And not to mention, or not to forget rather, Skype. Add us up on the Skype. That is The Late Show, all one word, 956 FM. The Late Show 956 FM. Give us a Skype call if you're international. We'd love to hear from you. So, Soggy, did it hold him back? Your dad being a hoarder, did it ever get in the way of his daily life?
No, far from it. He just couldn't understand what I was trying to say to him. It was without realising, there would be stuff collected over a period of about 15, 20 years. It wouldn't be in the house. It would be in the garden shed. He'd just have a particular place where, yeah, son, go put this in the shed. Yeah, and I would look at it. To me, I think, why would he want to put this in the shed? Why not just throw it away? But over time, that thing I would put away would become useful a year, 2 or 3 down the line. So I don't know if
it sounds like you're in favour of the hoarding.
No, I'm just putting a spin on it. No,
okay.
me personally, my house at the moment is a tip. As we say, we're doing this spring cleaning. I'm just waiting to get my deposit back from a certain estate agents. Romans, never let from them. Never let from them. Come and sue me if you want Romans, but boy, I recommend no one lets from them.
Bring it on.
I mean, I'm fighting to get my deposit back, and they're taking £5 off a blue tack being on the ward and certain pettiness like that. So I said, take whatever you want, just give me what you think I'm due, so I can at least get my house painted and decorated. That's what I'm looking to do, hence the spring cleaning. But like I said to my daughters, I said, before I paint the house, let's get rid of the stuff. You know how many bin bags of clothes and shoes and accessories that are in my hallway upstairs? 35, 40 bags of bin bags sitting there.
Wow. Right, well, we're going live to air tonight. We got a caller on line 1, straight through, live, unscreened, entirely at random. Caller, good evening.
Hello. Oh, yes.
Who are we talking to?
My name's Dan. Good evening.
Good evening, Dan.
Dan the man.
Are you a hoarder, or a hoarder?
I want to know whether I am a hoarder or not. I'm not sure whether I'm a hoarder. I'd like some feedback.
Soggy will diagnose you. Put you
Okay,
through.
please, yeah.
This is the NHS Direct for Hoarders.
Diagnosis hoarder, yeah. So
Go for it.
I drink a lot of water, and I buy multi-packs of bottled water that I take to work.
But Dan, why don't you just drink tap water?
Because when I'm at work, it's easy to have a bottle at hand, right? Because there's no tap easily at hand, given the nature of my job. And I take every day a bottle of water into work, and then I usually have maybe 100 millilitres, maybe to 150, possibly 160 millilitres of water left in my bottle at the end of the day. I'll just put it to one side in this little walk-in cupboard that I have where I work. And now I have quite a collection of these kind of nearly empty water bottles, about 15 to 20, as they've been building up every day, taking a new bottle, kind of finishing most of it.
Dan, can I stop you there?
Yeah.
It is April the 2nd today, you know that.
This is the truth. I've got this.
Okay.
I could take pictures and send them to you of my collection of bottles, but I don't intend to collect
Twitter
these
them
bottles.
or short Facebook.
No, but that'd be good to
That'd be
have.
interesting.
We'll stick them on the
If
Facebook
you follow
page.
us on Facebook, Dan, that would actually be interesting as a little illustration for the show tonight. Are you a hoarder? I think the thing is, it's always easy to notice what other people are hoarding, and the fact that you've addressed this and you've questioned it live on air is probably a healthy step for yourself. I hate to laugh at this, but that is quite a situation. How much water are we talking then? If it's 100 ml in each.
In each bottle, yeah. And some of them have been there so long, condensation has formed on the inside of the bottles. It's very weird. I don't know if you ever kept a water bottle for a while, it kind of doesn't stay the same, and like little water droplets form on the inside, the interior of the surface of the bottle. And
it's quite fascinating.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's not really.
Is it? But is it holding you back? This is the thing. I mean, you can be a stamp collector, and it's all very interesting. But when you can't get through your door due to your first and second class collection, then it's holding you back. Do you feel that this water collection of yours is it holding you back in any way? Are you missing out on life?
I can't say
because
that,
of it.
What
does your girlfriend think, Dan?
I don't have a girlfriend. But if I did, I would definitely show her my bottles.
Let me cut
you
in
You
then.
haven't lost your bottle.
Dan, if you did have a girlfriend, I would tell her to sit down, take that bottle, and to fill one bottle. Empty out all the rest of them and fill one bottle at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what women are used. That's what you use women to. For a good point.
Thank you, Soggy.
Be a bottle filler.
A bottle filler. You can't be sitting at home idle doing nothing. So you might make use of and do something useful.
There is a slight issue here, I must say, of water contamination from plastic bottle. I think I've got ill myself before. Yeah. A bottle of water left with 100 mils, 200 mils. Don't come back to it. Don't leave it. The bacteria will multiply, or whatever it is bacteria do. And
they do that. Yeah.
I recommend get rid of it. Recycle the bottle.
Wait a minute,
Dan.
Does that mean I'm not merely a water bottle hoarder, but also I'm a bacteria hoarder?
You might actually be a bacteria hoarder, and that could harm yourself or others.
Inadvertently.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Yeah. God knows what concoction of newfound type of penicillin you might be coming up with. We've got a question via the text, Dan, and I'd like to put it to you, or no, it's a comment, in fact, from Anonymous. Hoarding is a sign of people who don't like to let go, e.g. people who find it difficult to move on in life. Brackets, let go. So, do you find it hard to let go, Dan?
Do I find it hard to let go? When I'm holding on to something tightly, okay, I can find it hard to let go. Am I holding on tightly in this situation? I don't think so. I usually letting go, I don't have a problem with.
Is it more of a habit than anything else?
Yeah, it's a habit.
It's a habit, and it's habitual.
What said in the car?
I've habituated myself to like these water bottles, and it's like I should throw them away, but I haven't yet. Actually, periodically I do. Maybe that means I'm not a hoarder, because periodically I do throw them away. I suppose a real hoarder wouldn't throw them away.
Well, it'd be great to see a picture of them anyway, so we can post up on the Facebook page.
Because I think if I was to be a hoarder of anything, it wouldn't be of water bottles of bacteria.
What would it? So what would it be? Because I've got another question for you. Okay, and this is kind of personal, but I did discuss this earlier. Sometimes people become hoarders, I think, because they've lost something in their past. Like that could be a bereavement, that could be, I don't know, something as simple as a kid stole your dinner money in school, or some trauma from your past, and then you've lost something, and whether consciously or subconsciously, you don't want to let go of things. Do you think that might be an issue for you?
Oh, that could be, because I'll tell you something. I remember once I was in Germany on a school exchange trip, and I went to this brand new cinema.
And you lost your. What did you lose?
What? No, we went to see this brand new cinema complex in Nuremberg, and they were showing that classic Sandra Bullock, The Net, as they call it, Das Netz in German.
Das Net.
Das Netz.
So that means
the
the
German
net.
translation. Yeah. And we went to this cinema,
So
and
good.
the film failed halfway through. We all had to leave the cinema. And
you've never seen the end of Das Net.
I've never seen the end of Das Net. I don't know. I've lost.
I think what you need to do, right?
Yeah.
You need to rent or get hold of a German copy of that film. Sit down and watch it, and after that, go to your little cupboard collection and do away with these bottles once and for all, because that is what might be holding you back.
I haven't seen the end.
And then send the pictures to the Late Show. You haven't seen the end of Das Net. That's the problem.
I need closure. I need Das Net's closure.
Ja, das ist richtig.
Yeah.
Wunderbar.
Like, I don't know what happened to Sandra Bullock. Do you know what I mean?
Dan, I can't tell you that. You have to find out for yourself. Okay, and when you've done that, ring us back. We'll still be on air. We'll call the Late Show. But talking of letting go, although maybe, Dan, now that you've called, do we have to keep you the whole night? Are you able to put the phone down, or is that not within your?
I don't know.
How are you going to manage it? This is the first step.
This could be the first step.
Yeah.
This could be the first step.
But we've had a laugh with it. But I think you've actually addressed some very, very serious issues there. And there's probably other people going through similar things, whether it's water bottles.
Yes,
Ribena.
I'd like to hear about people who also have the similar water bottle.
The water bottle syndrome.
And also anyone who's also similarly haven't seen the end of Das Netz.
We've all seen it, Dan.
Actually, if you wouldn't mind doing a favour for me, actually, before I go, if you hear from any other hoarders, could you get their contact details and forward them on to me? Because I'm thinking, if I'm going to embrace this hoarding thing, what I'd really like to hoard is other hoarders.
That would be the ultimate hoard. Hoard. And you could have a horde of hoarders.
Let's get a hall of fame or hoard of hoarders.
Dan, you are the number one hoarder.
You're number one at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Okay, cheers.
Thanks for your call, Dan.
Thank you very much, Dan. It's hard to let go.
Thanks for hearing me out.
No worries.
You put the phone down. No, you put it down. I can't let go.
Right.
That was Dan there. A hoarder.
A water hoarder.
A water hoarder. Wow.
I can't wait for them pictures.
Yeah, it would be great to follow up that story. Actually, here's another anonymous. If you're sending a text, give us your name so we can give you credit for
a shout
what you're saying. Anonymous text: plastic dishes are not only in danger of bacteria-related illness. The dishes themselves are. Okay. Plastic dishes are not only in danger of bacteria-related illness, but also may suffer from high levels of estrogen, female hormone, which can also give you moobs, which I think is an abbreviation of man boobs. So that's advice against using plastic dishes or plastic bottles. I never use them myself. If you're following us on Facebook, or you would like to, the Facebook page is facebook.com/The Late Show 956 FM, and that's for Pan, I believe. Dan. You can't write. Yes, sir. Yeah, Dan. If you want to know the Facebook page, our fellow hoarder Dan, get involved on Facebook.
Like the page.
The Late Show. Like it.
Like it. Add yourself on there. Check the picture. I'll wear and put it on there. Dan, the man, number one on hoarding at the moment.
Yeah. On the water bottle issue, in light of my paranoia about contracting infection, my mum actually bought me a plastic water bottle that you can rinse out and reuse.
What, the sports one?
Yeah. So there's a bit of advice for you if you like carrying your drink. Avoid carrying the water bottle with a little bit left, because contamination may
Why not just
occur.
drink it? Why not just
down
Swig
it.
it.
Down it.
Yeah.
Well, some people like to drink throughout the day.
That's fine.
You know.
When the day ends, swig it. Shut the bottle away, recycle it. But that's probably a bit too easy, isn't it? Once you get in a habit of taking home a bottle with a swig left in it, so what can you say?
What can you say?
You're listening to the Late Show 95.6 FM. We're talking about Hoarders. If you can relate to it,
Look, I think
please do give us a text or a call.
Dan kicked us off very well. I think we need to let him know that he's not alone out there. Okay, I think he'd appreciate. And you know, we're going to have our own confessions as the show goes on.
I mean, the pros and cons. You know, let's say the good side of hoarding, if there is one, and the negative side, again, if there is any.
Once again, telephone number straight through to the studio: 0118 966 0382. That's 0118 966 0382.
Even if you're just listening and you want to say hello to your friends and colleagues, please do so.
Straight to air, totally live, unscreened, and at random. Hello, caller. Who's on the line?
This is Thawab.
How you doing, Thawab? A friend of the show.
I'm good. I wanted to talk about hoarding kind of from a spiritual perspective.
From what perspective?
Sorry?
From which perspective?
From a spiritual one.
Okay.
Yes,
Ooh.
a religious one. And I think, like, just in terms of my own faith as a Muslim, the Quran talks a lot about hoarders in a very negative way. Specifically, people who hoard their wealth and their possessions. You know, as you all know, as Muslims or as people of faith, you're encouraged to give away your wealth and your possessions all the time. And in the Quran, it talks about there's people who hoard God's provisions, thinking that it is good for them, but it is actually bad for them. And on the Day of Judgment, they will carry all their hoarding around their necks. So I don't know if it's like literally or metaphorically. So
Dan's gonna have
yeah.
a lot of water, isn't it?
Yeah.
What?
Dan is going to have a lot of water around his neck if he doesn't do something about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
But yeah, go ahead.
I think that's kind of alluding to the point of being detached, right?
Yeah.
And I've heard it said that Islam teaches you to be like a visitor, like you're on a journey in this life, and not be attached to it. And you're not able to have that frame of mind if you're piling up all this money or gold or whatever it is. Then you're going to be attached to this life, I guess.
Exactly. You know, filling up, and like a lot of the things that people hoard, they don't actually need, and there's other people out there that might need them. You know, so I think hoarding indicates kind of a deeper issue, a spiritual issue that you know, like you guys said earlier, you're unable to let go. Your mind is preoccupied with other things that it shouldn't be. So, yeah. So I see it as like a barrier, I think, to God or even to yourself, to bettering yourself.
I think it is always easier to notice what other people are hoarding, rather than taking a look in the mirror and saying, you know, is 50 pairs of shoes, you know, really enough.
And I was listening to a lecture recently about the Prophet's daughter, Fatima, and they mentioned all of her possessions as being all she had. The only things her and her husband owned was something to sleep on, and a water skin to hold water, 2 jars, and a few vessels to carry their food. And just compared that to myself, and I own like at least 100 times as many things as they owned. So I don't know.
Well,
What is it about today's world that makes us own and buy so many things?
Yeah, and obviously we're coming at it from the Western world and the rich perspective. I've got a text on that topic, if I just get your response to it. Hoarding is common with people who may have come from humble beginnings and now may be living a comfortable life, but the struggles of their past always reminds them of not comfortable life. Always reminds them of not wasting, so they always associate throwing or giving things away as wasting. So do you think poor people are likely to become hoarders? It seems like the poor people, humble people, wouldn't do that, but the texter disagrees. What's your view on that?
I can see where the texter is coming from, just because if you've never had anything and then suddenly you have something, perhaps you're afraid of losing it. And I find that even with myself in terms of money, like if I have very little money or I don't have a job, I'm more likely to spend it faster, and I don't care if I give it away. But as soon as I get a job and start accumulating a lot of money, I'm more greedy with it, or less likely to give it away because I finally have a lot of it, I think.
We're a bit like that with phone calls on this show. Now they're coming in, we don't want to let you go.
Yeah, well, I have a one hoarding confession.
Okay, we got room for confessions on there.
I think I have a virtual hoarding problem where
internet addiction was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm not addicted to the internet, I don't think, but for example, I hoard text messages and photos. I never delete anything on my computer, on my phone. So I don't know if that's just as bad as physical hoarding, because I can't see it.
What makes you do that? Because I think I can relate to that on a little bit.
I've got my hand up as well.
Yeah, well, I'd like to think I'm a sentimental person. So maybe that's why I can't delete texts or photos. I don't like deleting them. I like to have every moment saved. I also hoard internet tabs, like of articles I would like to read at some point. I don't know. So
that's
virtual
a really good point,
hoarding.
It just shows you that hoarding doesn't have to take a physical space. It can be online. It can be even, as you said, spiritual.
Okay.
A friend to the show, always. Thank you very much for
thank you.
Bye
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye. I think that's a really good point there. I'll admit to that one as well. I'm a text hoarder. I'm a photo hoarder.
What makes you hold on to a text?
Well, because you look at it and you see the time it was sent and who it was sent from, and
Okay, yeah, I keep it as a reference to time and date.
Yeah, it's a little mark of on.
Okay, that's cool.
A reminder, isn't it? But no, definitely online hoarding, virtual hoarding. Our dear producer Yasser Ali wanted me to transfer some file the other day, and my Dropbox was too full. I couldn't do it, so it was impossible due to my online hoarding, that virtual space. Although it does fascinate me when you save something to Dropbox. Where is that saved? Is that on someone's computer somewhere in the world? Where is it? I'm getting there. It's just on the server. It's not in a physical place. It's like your money in the bank. It's not actually there. So yeah, you can hoard anywhere. And any computer I've ever used, the desktop, everything's saved there. It's absolutely chaotic. And yeah, I'm a self-confessed hoarder, virtual and real. Once again, get through on the studio number, which is 01189660387. That's 01189660387. We'd love to hear from you, whatever kind of hoarder you are: virtual, spiritual, physical, mental. So, have I missed anything out?
I'm just thinking there. It's a very unique occurrence about last week's show. If anybody's seen a plane, do call into the studio and give us a shout as well, please.
Up on that one.
We still haven't given up on that one. So
thoughts still with obviously.
Thoughts and prayers are definitely still with the loved ones of the missing out there.
No doubt.
So just a little touch up on last week's show. The missing plane still missing. Inshallah, they'll be found safe. I keep telling these people it's in the K2 mountains parked up, but no one's listening to me. Until they go there and see for themselves, they'll never know. But yes, hoarding again. Like I was saying earlier, I'm doing a spring clean of the house before I paint and decorate it when I chuck the rubbish away. Even planning to get a skip out in the front because I just didn't notice so much. Even if it's new, it's like my daughters. It's new, Dad. Yeah, but it doesn't fit you. You outgrown it 4 years ago, but it's new. You got to let. I got to tell them, look, you got to let go. Like Sister Twab just said there, Islamically, we need to pass these things on. I got 35 bin bags sitting upstairs in the hallway, full of stuff unwanted. Yes, it's new. And yes, it can be useful. Yeah, I'm not going to go give it to the charity shop, or because I would pass it on to keep Syria warm, but they're not wanting clothes, so I haven't got room to keep it either. So,
well, you can never do too much charity. I've got an interesting text that's come in anonymously. Once again, if you're texting the show, please give us your name so we can give you the credit or the shame that you deserve. What is that? Now, this relates to the research I did for this show. I was up to midnight researching for the show. I started at 5:02.
Oh, thank you. You beat me to it.
Beat you to the punch there, Soggy. The old ones are the best. No, here's the text. What is the worst kind of horde? Barbarians, demons, or clowns? Now, this is as in hordes of people, as in a horde of armies, which is actually where that word Urdu descends from, or is derived from. But that's a different word. Hordes of people, hordes of armies, and hordes of clowns. I'm not sure who that might be, the midnight texter. It's a different word. You'd think it would mean the same thing, but it's spelt differently, it has a different origin, and there's a different
concept of it
etymology.
Altogether.
So, nice try, Mr. Clown, but we're laughing at you for your
They tried. Give them credit.
Yeah,
give
them credit where credit's due. But are you going to delete that text, shall we? Or shall we just keep it on there?
Well, it's not my phone. It's the studio phone.
The studio phone. We do delete the text regularly.
Yeah.
Look, I think it is all about letting go. It's all about moving on with your life. I've confessed that my Dropbox is jam-packed full. I've got emails on my Hotmail from 2001.
I got longer. Probably 2000. Yeah.
Okay.
Just for dates. I just keep them for dates, for some strange reason.
Back in the day, when the internet was still only in black and white, and only one person.
Dial-up.
Dial-up.
Yeah.
But back in those hazy days of the swinging early 2000s, if you remember it, you weren't there. But when I first had the internet and Hotmail and whatnot and MSN, lol, first came out, you had your Hotmail account and you would get to your limit. Your inbox would be full, and you'd have to painstakingly deliberate which
ones you're going to delete,
which junk email you get. Then you didn't have filter for junk email. Guys in Nigeria would be emailing you, offering to wire millions of pounds to your account, and you don't want to delete an email like that, but you'd have to deliberate which fake con man you were going to have to delete from your account. But in doing so, I once I was cleaning up my inbox, and I remember it was just before I went on holiday to Ireland with the family, and I accidentally deleted all my emails.
Ooh, that must have hurt.
That hurt. Oh, and you could have logged in and gone like cancel, go to the trash can and bring it all back. Because you know the button that says delete email. If you highlight the wrong one, it's very easy to highlight the whole thing instead of highlighting just one. And I clicked on the whole thing. I clicked it, and my God, I've deleted all my emails, all those memories for the whole year that I've had the internet, the last 12 months or whatever, all gone. And I thought, I need to log into the trash can and go and bring it all back. But we were about to leave for Ireland, about to go to the airport. I had to go, so I didn't get the chance to log into the trash can or whatever it was. And I thought, as soon as I get to Ireland, I'll get on an email and I'll bring it all back and everything will be fine. But soggy.
Go on.
By the time I logged,
24 hours, I think.
Beat me to the punch. Yeah. 24 hours later, it was all gone. And I'm not going to say it scarred me for life, but I still think about those lost emails. And if the internet is what I think it is, I think they're out there somewhere, out there in the ether. Someone can restore my account. So yeah, that's a bit of virtual hoarding. And we got another texter from Anon. Come on, give us your names. I like to collect patterned edges through the post. I'm a mail order border hoarder. It's an affective disorder.
That's a poet out there somewhere.
I'm going to read that again. That text deserves another. We should get some music in the background for this one. It's a little bit of. This is emotional. All right, this is an anonymous poem, but after we go straight live to air for another call, live, unscreened, and entirely at random. Hello, caller. Who's this?
Hey, yo, it's Azad.
Azad, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. How you doing? You good?
Very good, very good. We're learning lots tonight. Lots of self-reflection.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I was listening to the whole thing about hoarding and everything, and I agree with everything so far, even though it's been, like, I think most people have put a negative spin on it. You know what I mean? Like, it's mostly focusing towards hoarding as being a bad thing. Right, and I get that because it's like the girl was saying, it's like it's a lot of materialism, you get hooked on things, etc. But I had a little story and I thought maybe I could put a bit of a spin on it, a positive spin on what hoarding is.
I'd love to hear a positive spin.
Is that basically I've got a friend who lives in America, right? And he was just hoarding so much stuff. I went to visit him. He lives in New York. He's got a flat, well, they call it apartment because that's what they call it in the US, right? And it's not that big because obviously New York's like confined space and everything. And he was just hoarding so much stuff in his flat, man. He had clothes that didn't fit him anymore. He had like VHS videos from like the olden days and all these records and stuff he never plays anymore and everything. I thought, what has he got all this rubbish for, man? He's never going to use this. But 2 years ago, right, he found, I don't know if you remember the old Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
The really old one.
Yeah.
And he found a cartridge, like a really rare one. It was Nintendo World Championships, the gold edition, right? Just in his mess, and it was the gold one. It was really, really rare. He sold it on eBay for thousands. I think it was like $15,000 or something. Wow. So now from that, he's basically a millionaire.
Wow. So it just goes to show you. It could pay off. I mean, that's a very lucky story.
I guess so.
But as they say, the exception that proves the rule.
No, did you not see the Only Fools and Horses? The what?
Yes, the fictional sitcom.
Yeah, exactly. It made me think exactly of that. Exactly the same thing. You pile stuff up. Yeah. Most of it's useless, but you never know when one thing is gonna like cost you thousands or millions or even billions. You know what I mean?
Rare thing, yeah, exactly.
Well said.
But I mean, it's got to be a bit of quality and a bit of rareness about it. But
exactly.
What are you hoarding onto then?
What's
your prime and joy in hoarding? Everyone's got something.
I'm trying to think what I hoard. It's not too embarrassing.
We'll just keep it within ourselves.
I used to have, the Polaroid cameras where the photo comes straight out. Yeah. Because you can't save it on the computer obviously because it doesn't have like a chip and stuff in it. I had it from ages ago. My parents gave it to me when I was like 2 or 3. I can't even remember. I took so much of it. I got like drawers and drawers and drawers full of these photos, and some of it's just rubbish, man. Some of it me trying to get up girl skirts and stuff, like you do as like a kid and everything. But obviously
there are some photos that you don't want someone else developing, right?
Yeah, that's the beauty of a Polaroid. It's just yours. You know what I mean?
The logic.
Yeah.
Well, you could turn that into some kind of art form, art display. That would pass as modern art. I'd say, Azad, if you want to take a picture of it, not with a Polaroid, but a digital camera, and put it on the Facebook page, we'd love to accumulate some kind of.
True say. I could try digging some of it out. Like I've got drawers full of it. But yeah, I'll see what I can do, man. Yeah.
Yeah, this would be interesting. I mean, we're all sharing here. We've all been very honest tonight. I think this is therapeutic. You've probably made a lot of people feel better. Any advice for Dan and his water collection? Should he just take it down the drain?
I don't know if water's ever going to be worth anything, but if there's ever like a post-apocalyptic like zombie thing happening and all the water's polluted and everything, you never know. Someone might be dying.
But thank you very much for that.
No worries, bruv. No worries. Take care, yeah?
For your call. I hope you call again. Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
Nice.
Take care, man, bro. Bye, bye.
There you are. Polaroid hoarder. I was never allowed a Polaroid camera when I was young. My dad, who's a keen photographer, he would say, no, you don't want that. The photo quality is not that good. But as a child, I loved the...
No, but that was amazing technology at the time.
Oh yeah, what, a picture and you get it the same day? I thought you had to wait for 6 months.
That's
and you get most of them have the thumb over the camera, and there's a holiday picture in there.
2 minutes later, you got a picture, a colour picture.
Yeah, that was back when pictures were something that you could hold in your hands, and I remember wherever we got our pictures developed, they would always insert one of them in some kind of little... anyone remember this? In a paper frame that would say, this photo would make a superb enlargement, i.e. come back to our Photoshop and pay an extra 20 quid to get a bigger version of this photo. And my brother and I would always anxiously await to see who would be in the picture that would make a superb enlargement, as that would mean they were the winner. I'm going to read our poetic text once again, just because I think it's fantastic. Put a name on it, or I'm going to put it in a book and make millions. My best. Do you want to do it? So I'll get a best poet voice.
No, I don't have a best voice.
Here we go. This is a bit.
I don't have any voice.
This is right, spoken word style. I like to collect patterned edges through the post. I'm a mail order, border, hoarder. It's an effective disorder. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get someone to rap that.
Yeah,
a bit
if you put a little beat over
top.
that could, anyone could do that.
That can go.
Yeah.
Maybe in the highlights.
Yeah. Okay. That's something to work on. Highlights reel coming up. Come on, it's not too late to get yourself in this week's highlight reel alongside Dan. Once again, give us a call. 011 89 6603 87. No, 82. Sorry, I can't read. Give us a call. 011 89 6603 387. You'll get through straight to air. We do have Skype as well. Have we got Skype up and running? The Late Show, all one word, 956. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. All one word. The Late Show 956. Add us up on the Skype. If anyone's on there, we can put you straight through, and we'll have a little chat about your problems. We'll have a confession.
Well, if it is a problem, some people might not see it as a problem.
Well, we did. We just had Azad put a rather positive spin on there, and I'd love to get a
Nintendo gold there.
Yeah, Nintendo. We've got a message in from Bilal I collect
Billy Brewer.
From Billy B. I collect Coke cans. I wonder what he does. There might be. Yeah, don't chuck them away yet, Billy. There might be value in it one day if there's a collector's item.
What's the oldest one you got? Don't say yesterday's.
Yeah, give us an update on that one. What's the oldest Coke can you've got? And of course, Coke bottles. I had a debate with some young people the other day, well, a while ago, about Coca-Cola bottles. We're talking about the old Coca-Cola bottles, and this kid was telling me that Coca-Cola used to be green, but I think it was we got to the bottom of the mystery. It was actually the bottles that were green. And
I thought his TV was playing up.
That does happen. Not the liquid, but yeah, Coke cans, Coke bottles, anything could become. One man's rubbish is another man's treasure, and anything could become valuable at any moment if there's enough demand for it. Yes, and collecting things, it's in our nature. I think as kids, whether it's football cards, need. We all remember that. If you got the shiny, that's the best one.
If you got the Liverpool sticker, that's 15. That's 15 cards. That is.
That's the Liverpool sticker.
The Liverpool badge, the silver shiny one.
Who are they then?
The greatest club on earth, without a doubt. Second to none.
Wow.
What happened to Chelsea tonight?
I haven't looked. What did happen?
They came second, I think.
Football update.
Yeah, I think they came second, close second.
Tragic.
Yeah, Mourinho. What was the score? He'll phone up hopefully and let us know.
Yeah, give us a call, Jose. The special one.
Yeah, the special one and the chosen ones.
Yeah. Right.
My
so,
goodness.
What is the best hoard we've had yet? We just had Coke cans come in from Billy B. We've had water bottles at the top of the show from Dan. We've had the virtual hoarder online. I'm part of that myself.
I'll choose that.
And Polaroids.
And game.
And game. Yeah.
Nintendo, wasn't it?
No, the game. Yeah, that was one of his things that led to. Making a lot
before Azad disappeared, I was going to ask him what was he classifying as rubbish when he was in his mate's flat apartment.
That's the thing.
What was rubbish?
But that's the thing. Would it be rubbish? Is it rubbish because it's all over the place and it's piling high?
Yeah, this is also to say. Yeah. Did it look rubbish because it was misplaced, or was it just rubbish because it was stuff that you would have thrown away? But like you said, one man's rubbish is the next man's treasure. So it depends who's looking through what eyes.
Absolutely. I mean, you've heard it said
You're listening to the Late Show. Thank you, Yasser. 95.6 FM.
And
please do give us a call and share your views. Anything goes.
This person has live, unscreened, entirely at random.
Line 3. Go ahead.
Wait, we got a text. Let's hear it.
Message from 079.
Wait, whack the number down.
We got your number.
Whack it down while the number's going through. I'll talk over the number. Do not call this number. They're a plonker. Let's listen to it. Go on, press 1.
Press 3.
Let's see what someone who got the wrong number.
Text messages to landline.
Press 1.
Press 4.
Alright. No. Okay. Guys,
if that was a legit text, you got the wrong number. You're ringing the phone line. If you want to text in on that one again, it's 07909 567 527. So if you want to resend that text, it's 07909 567 527. Be good to hear from you, whatever it is, even if it is a late night.
And we had a picture come straight through. We've had a live update from
Billy. Even I got more than that.
Well, how many Coke cans you got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that about 15 cans?
As long as you didn't drink them in the last half an hour, Billy boy, I think you're all right.
Yeah, you'll be up all night. You might even catch the end of the show if you've had that many Coke cans. They all seem to be from a multi-pack, so not to be sold individually, Billy. You'd be committing a illegal offence were you to sell one of your cans.
Yeah, but they're newbies, isn't they? I want to see something from the 70s. Let's give us a Coke can from the 70s.
Yeah, that would be real.
That's a collection, isn't it?
That would be real nostalgia.
I can go out I can go out and get that in about 5 minutes.
Let's not, you know.
I'm not knocking him a name.
He's a young lad. He's a beginner hoarder. You've got to start somewhere. Yeah. This time next year, we could be millionaires. Or he could have as many.
You could have a million cans.
Wait a minute. I think I see a non-Coke can in there.
I was going to say the Fanta, yeah.
Billy, you're a fraud, mate. There's a Fanta, and that looks like
there's about 4 Fanta cans there.
Although Fanta is made by Coca-Cola, but I can see another one in there. What's that?
Looks like a Rio can.
We believe there may be a stray Rio can in there. We got a message live to the show. I think this could be a response. What's he saying? 158 in the loft. Well, that is a proud.
What cans or boxes? 158 cans.
158 cans is not bad.
And we're not encouraging anyone out there to drink Coke or start collecting and start competing with Billy there. Yeah. He only started yesterday morning, believe it or not, and he's well away with them. Where we're going to go to the text.
Yeah, we're hoarding a few texters in here. I think someone has just claimed the poem, but I don't know if we should reveal. I'm going to leave it as a mystery.
Yeah, keep it hanging on.
Who might the poet be?
Come back with some more lyrics if you're a poet.
Yeah.
Let's hear some more.
See what you've got. So we've got we've got Skype up and running. The Late Show 956
FM.
FM. FM in there.
Is there FM?
Yeah, the Late Show 956
FM.
The Late Show 956 FM.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Everygram. What else is there? What any other social medias you put us out on there? Instagram. I said Instagram. Tweets. We're on Twitter. Tweeting. You can tweet us as well. There is a Late Show Twitter page out there somewhere, followed by a few number of people out there.
We are holding them.
Yeah, we are hoarding them, about 2 of them, and I'm one of them. So there's more someone else out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, any more confessions? I've mentioned my my online hoarding on the Dropbox. I think we need to establish the reason behind that, because to be honest, we've just kind of said, oh, I hoard this, I hoard that. What is the psychological issue behind it? Thanks to God, I've grown up in a very privileged, but I've never struggled to eat. I've never not had enough. Yet I've got this mentality
of not sharing.
Not sharing. of not deleting texts or whatever it is. I
thought you were talking about food then.
To share something, but I think it could stem from not wanting to have to make a decision. If you want to, if you're hoarding things, you need to decide what to do with them. You need to decide where to put them. You need to decide what's important and what's not important. You need to prioritise your life. And the easy option is just to say, oh no, I'll keep it. I get. I mean, it's not necessary anymore, but you get bank statements on paper, even though it's all online nowadays and it's not necessary. I get bank statements come through from Barclays or whoever it is. I never open them. I never file them anywhere, but I don't throw them away because I think, well, what if I need them? Which is a kind of like some kind of paranoia. But we got an update from Billy B and the Coke can from 93 left in the loft.
Can you climb up into the loft and give us a show?
Yeah,
if possible, without your parents or the missus.
Make sure you use an ladder if you are climbing up into the loft. Be very mind how you go. Be careful. Maybe he's got a cellar as well. Level with me, Soggy. I don't know if I'm talking rubbish. I think it stems from not wanting to make a decision.
Everyone has their own viewpoints and why they do it. I mean, I thought I was the only one.
Tonight we've discovered that you are not alone.
Sounds like a song.
Yeah. I'm here for you.
Me, I just use it as a reference for dates, to be honest. You know, a week here and there. Nothing more important than that. I mean, I don't get a text where it means. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a text is a text. You know, obviously, you know who's sending it. But yeah, I just keep it as a date input for myself for specific dates. And when it came in for, I don't know, strange as it sounds, but yeah. So,
but and I want your text on this. I want your comments. I think we need to establish whether this hoarding thing is it cultural, is it generational, is it psychological, or is it a combination of all these factors, or is it something you inherit? Is it in your genes?
I think it's a bit of everything, and yes, it's the way you're brought up as well.
Yeah,
that would probably contribute to you subconsciously doing it.
Yeah, because good friend of mine and a friend of the show, Jamal, is out in Australia at the minute. God knows what time it is, but if he's managed to tune in or he's listening on the highlight reel or the repeat, Jamal, hope you're well. Hope everything's going all right out there. Before he went off on his journey, he came to me and said, "Oh, Julian, have you got a tent? Can I borrow a tent?" Now I grew up grew up camping when I was young, and I know for a fact my dad's got a tent. He's probably got several tents in the loft, in the garage, in the cellar. Probably got more tents than Billy B's got Coke cans. And I said, "Oh, look, Dad, can we get a tent for Jamal?" And before he started hunting for it, I explained what it was for. And my dad, bless him, said, "Dear God, why is Jamal going to cart a tent all the way over to Australia, pay the £100 fee on his over the weight limit baggage? He'd be better off just spending $10 Australian or whatever it buy one when you're out there." And we had a good laugh about it. I did provide Jamal with one of those foam mattresses that you can roll up, which he vacuum packed, not to take up much space in his luggage. But my dad said this is mentality. It's not that Jamal can't afford a tent or wouldn't want. It's when you Jamal is from a former Soviet Union country. I won't mention which one. There's only several. But my dad said, he's from that mentality that when you grew up under communism or for the first few years of your life, you want to cling on to anything. You don't
That's right, yeah.
spend money. And it's not about being rich or poor. It's just a mentality thing. And we had a laugh about it, but it is there, and my dad, by his own admission, said that he grew up poor, but he knew poverty that I'd never known, and he worked hard so that I would never know it, and grateful for him for no end. We were all thankful to our parents that have done that, and I think it's generational, but if it is genetic, maybe I've got this from my dad, and that's why I can't delete a text or clear my Dropbox, even though we're here we are in the modern times when there's plenty to go around, and we don't need to hoard, but it's in there somewhere. It's in our nature. I definitely think there's a reason for it. Probably when you were a caveman, hoarding all the dead woolly mammoths or whatever you could spear to death, club to death, was a good idea because you never knew when you'd eat again. But now we do eat whenever we want, and
what we want, basically.
What we want when we want, and that's probably why it's ingrained in us. It's in our DNA. Tell me if I'm talking rubbish, Soggy. As you say, I'm just putting it out there.
No, I'm just listening to what you're saying. I'm trying to figure out where I can relate to what you're saying, and yes, I'm sure a lot of people can. Subconsciously, we all hold on to something without even realizing that we're doing it. See, now a lot of people are going to go, probably sitting there thinking, what am I holding on to? You know, it's making people think. If I'm wrong, tell me. If I'm talking rubbish. But yeah, you know, it's...
Yeah, look, I think it's about looking in the mirror and saying, what am I hoarding? It's very easy to see.
Yeah, I did that the other day. Didn't like it.
No, you didn't like what you saw.
I didn't like it.
No, was it one of those crazy funny mirrors?
No, just just one of them things.
Yeah, was it the back of a spoon? Because that does help.
No, it's just one of them
larger.
lone, sad moments where I was fighting my internal self and
sorry.
The mirror.
You don't need to do that.
The mirror. No, but sometimes you have to. Don't you?
Who's the fairest of them all?
You got to.
Look.
You got to gear yourself
Once again, phone calls. 011-896603.
Phone calls.
82. And we want to hear your confessions.
Yeah, don't be shy. You know, we all have these little issues, and you know, the late night caller. I mean, if you're listening, we ain't heard from you.
The midnight caller. Yes.
Oh, the midnight caller. Yeah, the midnight caller.
Well, when we had Naz Ali in the studio, the midnight caller was nowhere to be heard. So that's my theory on that one.
You think that? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's like Superman and Clark Kent. They're not in the same room.
I mean, yeah. Where is the Late Show crew? The so-called visitors, and where is the anonymous Barber Ali? I know he's busy doing getting fit for some.
Yeah, where is Barber Ali?
Getting fit for doing some strength thing he's got lined up.
He's not competing.
No.
He's not competing? He's not doing? Barber, what are you doing? Come on, baby, let's hear it. You know, you're not doing, you are doing. Are you part of this strength thing that's going on under the banner of community project? You know, I thought you was a community project, you and your main man, Amjad Mahmood.
Yeah, he's doing it, but he's not competing.
He just doesn't. He doesn't want to make us
look bad. Compete. That's a different story together. No, I mean, but as long as he's organising, let's put it that way. He's organising. Yeah. I mean, I haven't got the dates to hand to plug it at the moment, but I'm sure I'll wrap it up on my phone in a second. It's a community project in association with community projects called the Strength Challenge. You know, 2014.
We go live, unscreened, entirely at random.
One of many 2014s.
Hello, caller. We got another caller live on FM and online. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello. My name's Alan. I like to hoard plastic bags. Yeah, would you look at that?
Are you a hoarder, Alan?
I am. I like to hoard plastic bags.
You hoard plastic bags. How many have you got?
About 50,000. Would you look at that? Red one, yellow one, pink
not
one,
midnight
black
yet.
one, blue one, brown one. Morrison, Walmart, Alstom, Tesco's. Would you look at that?
What's his name?
It's Alan.
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 I'm
Save me some of what you're drinking, baby.
Eh?
Alan, how many plastic bags have you got?
Hey, Foggy, what do you hoard, man?
What do you hoard, Soggy? He's asking you directly.
I'm not a hoarder, to be honest with you.
Of course you are, dude. We all hoard something.
Yeah, no, like I admitted to, is like at the moment the only thing I can reflect on is certain text messages, emails, just to keep dates on certain things that happen in my life.
All right. Do you like plastic bags as well?
I've got to ask you about your plastic bag.
What's the oldest bag you got?
Yeah, what's the oldest? You got collector's item.
Dates back to 1942.
Bag of what?
It's a bag of peanuts. Peanuts, would you look at that?
Alan, do you hoard these plastic bags inside other plastic bags?
I put a bag and a bag and a bag and a bag and one more bag, and I hoard them all day long. Would you look at that?
Oh my goodness! So presumably they
like that?
I love it. The biggest one must be a bin
one
liner.
Passageway.
Any chance of pictures?
Yeah,
I'll send a picture in course.
If you could send a picture to the Facebook page with facebook.com/.
Hey, shall I use my Polaroid?
Well, you'd have to scan it in if you did. But facebook.com/The Late Show 956 FM. We'd love to have a look at your plastic bags. And,
nice, guys. I really appreciate the
Yeah.
talk. Would you look at that plastic bag?
You've just made it into the highlights reel. Thank you.
Oh, guys, remember, there's only one midnight caller.
There is only. Well, we think there is. Hey, there he goes. There he goes.
Was that the name, Alan? Did he give?
Alan,
did
did
he
he
give a
let
bit
it
too
slip?
much away there?
Alan, the midnight caller, with his plastic bags. Previously, he's been a transgender. He's collected all the genders.
I
Now
thought
he's
it's
going for the,
on something else.
The
but-
plastic bag. Midnight caller, Alan, whoever you are. Thank you very much for that.
We've got Alan, so
We've got your number.
might be an alias, but it's an Alan.
Absolutely.
What was I saying? Yes, I was before the call. Thanks for the call, Alan.
Before the midnight caller.
I was talking about the strength challenge.
2014 strength.
On the what's the
Challenge.
date on that? It's the Sunday 1st of June. Just kicking off at 3:30 onwards. You know, if you want to come and participate in support your boy or your boys, or even your dad or your uncle, whoever it may be, there's going to be a lot of stalls, and it's just going to be a party atmosphere and whatever you're not, you know. And there's an under 18s weight limit challenge, which is 60, 70, 80, and 90 kgs, and the over 18s is the men's weight. It's the big three, as they call it in the field of weightlifting. It's
Powerlifting, right?
Is it power?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and you have to compete in all three, and it's a combined score, I believe.
Is it really?
Yeah, so you would total the three.
Oh, look, I don't know. I mean,
Or perhaps not.
I
I'm
don't know.
getting
Bob
blank
Randy,
looks here.
if you're out there
As I
somewhere-
understood, that's how powerlifting works, but perhaps it's three separate events as well.
Okay, it's the big three, as they call it. It's a squat, bench press, and a deadlift.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So if
make
anybody
sure
out there
you-
wants to be part of that, I think it's £5 for under 18s and £10 for the over 18s to register and to take part. It'd be a good day out. I think we're going to have a little other side shows, inshallah, going on with it. So that's community project in association with the Pakistani Community Centre, Buzz Gym, Gym Express, Zach's Caf, The Late Show, ourselves, Gym Express, and all in it together. You know, this is our bit of giving back to Reading community. This is team change. It's you know, loved by many, hated by the few. This is life. So inshallah, we're trying to do you proud and get the activities going out there.
Yeah.
So you are listening to 95.6 Reading's One on my FM. We are The Late Show. It's dragging on a little bit. We even had the late that as well.
All right. Well, we're wrapping things up here. Next week we do have a blockbuster for you. Heavyweight clash, but we'll are we keeping it under wraps?
To be advertised. Let's give it a sample. It's a face-off, isn't it? Or a little 1-2-1, or a little debate, however you want to put it.
I don't want to call it a head-to-head, but a friendly chat. And if the spark of truth comes from the clash of opinions, then so be it. It's going to be good fun. I'm looking forward to getting involved. Also, watch this space for a project I'm going to be working on or launching. I'm heading off to Turkey soon, God willing, and possibly beyond, possibly Lebanon. There will be a little bit of detail about that on the Facebook page. We might be asking you to put your hands in your pocket, not too deep, but yeah, that will be announced on the Facebook page. I'm hoping to be teaching some boxing out in the refugee camps in Turkey.
I wouldn't do that. Art Mosen, what's happened when he tried doing advice?
You know,
we've got to be careful these days, and that's coming from the heart. They're not just joking aside, stuff like that. I think, to be honest with you, Junior, you've got to clear it with the authorities and tell them why you're going and the purpose of your travels. Otherwise, you could be in trouble. I know it's all innocent and that.
Well, I'm going with a good intention. I don't think I'm high risk individual for that.
Nor is anyone else, but they make you high risk, don't they? What was your purpose of travelling? What were you doing out there? Were you at a training camp? Why are you teaching these men to fight this way? What technique is this? You know, why don't you stay your ass at home and do your work and stay in your country and do what you got to do? You know.
I take your point, Soggy. I take your point. I mean, it's myself and Jamal who are hoping to
very dangerous out there.
Do a bit of boxing out there for younger for children who've been displaced in all this mayhem that's going on out there. And I'm sure if anything untoward happens, you'll be the first to speak out against it on the Late Show, the people's voice. But more detail on that to follow. Just a little heads up. We would appreciate your support.
And people out there listening, please support the Facebook Late Show page. You know, just show yourselves on there. Do a bit of liking. You know, we're nothing without you, obviously. I mean, otherwise we might as well stay at home and talk to ourselves. But yeah, let's inshallah support the one on my Reading's community radio station. It's not our radio station; it's a community radio station. Me and Julian and Yasa, we don't own it. We just do our little thing from it. And like I keep saying every week, if anyone's got any issues they want to raise, whether it's international or whether it's community-based, they want to come in and air their views and concerns, please do so. It's more the merrier, and it's only our pleasure to entertain you and to put you out there. I mean, we send out invitations regularly on a regular basis. Mashallah, there's a brother. I mean, it's 90% confirmed. We don't want to jinx it or put it out there yet for next week. So inshallah, it's confirmed for the 9th to be here live in Reading. So that'll be advertised in due course.
Watch this space.
And I mean, any other messages? I can't think of any apart from the strength. Well, I usually get a few messages and texts, and for people to say, can you give us a shout out and promote? Whatever you're not.
Yeah, keep an eye on Facebook for updates.
You'll get text messages, WhatsApp messages, and tweets and whatever. Once it's confirmed 100%, inshallah, who's appearing and the reason of appearing. The show, we always try to make it entertaining and fun based. Yes, we go real when we have to go real, but usually we're fun based, and it's
got to break it up a bit, ain't you?
Yeah, of course we have. I mean, it's your show, you know. I mean, it's your show. I mean, if no one listens to it, it's pointless us being here, and it's great. I mean, thanks for the people calling in and joining in. It's a good banter. Nothing personal. We don't want to insult or doesn't far from my intention. So we like to keep it clean, and it's just harmless fun, you know. That's what it's all about. Like I said, we can be serious if we need to be serious. The subject is serious. Like last week, the missing plane. I'm still have my own theories on that, and I really feel for the people that are missing their loved ones. I haven't seen them for over a month now, so I don't want to keep going on about that, but I just find that as a personal agenda. Julian, just to wrap up, your thoughts on future.
I've really enjoyed tonight. Thanks so much to everyone who've phoned in, texted in. Dan, who kicked the show off to a flying start with his water bottle hoarding. I hope we've made you feel better, Dan. I think you made other people understand they're not alone out there. Thanks to the midnight caller once again. We've got a suspected name now. Look for the man with a lot of plastic bags, and I've really enjoyed it. And we'll do it all again next week, same time, same place.
95.6 FM, 9:45 onwards. Well, next week, because of a guest travelling down, we might, I don't know, time to be confirmed on, I think, to be honest with you, Julian. Because if he's coming from London or whatever, you're not, so...
Watch this space, we will update it. And once again, look out for my little project I'm working on. We are going to be trying to crowd fund this trip to the Syrian refugee camps in Turkey, and possibly onto the Palestinian camps in Lebanon, if we can afford it. Myself and brother Jamal, who's out in Australia at the moment, are hoping to be doing a bit of boxing training for refugee youth in the camps. So watch out for that on the Facebook page. I'll be updating you. As for me, as for this week, I've enjoyed it. We were here. We're gone. Laters.
Until next week. This was the Late Show. Assalamu alaikum. See you next week, inshallah.